Are you using quizzes in your Google Classroom? Let's take a closer look at the short answer question type. Hi, I'm Rachel Shell, Tech Coordinator at Archford Education Service Cooperative. Today we're going to look closer at short answers and how you can set them up and use them in your Google quizzes. Okay, so I want to switch over to the last topic and talk about the do's and don'ts of setting up your quizzes for grading. So in this example, I have a quiz set up, and I've talked a little bit about the settings, but I want to go a little bit deeper in here. This is a quiz, and I have short answer responses set up where students actually have to type in the short answer response. Now, one of the things that I want to show you is some of the questions that I get about working with short answers. So I'm going to go in and edit this form. So let's begin by going in and getting the settings set up the right way. To do that, we're going to click on the gear and go to Settings, and we're going to go to Quizzes, and make sure that Make a Quiz, of course, is selected, and then release the grade. So we can either do it immediately after each submission or later after manual review. I typically choose immediate after submission, which means that after the student submits the quiz, they can come back and they can see the missed questions, the correct answer, and the point value. Now, you may not want to allow them to see the correct answer because you may be allowing students to come back and take this again. So you can uncheck that if you do not want them to see it. I'm going to leave it turned on so you can see in the example I have here. And then finally, under general, we do have it limit to one response. And in a video that I will be doing later, I will talk about the pros and cons of using that limit to one response option. Okay, so I'm going to leave this set up just this way. And now what I'm going to do is go in and we're going to take this quiz as a student. So this is a small pet that says meow. That is our first question, and if I type in what I think the answer is, it will accept that. The next answer, I'm going to type in 2 spaces on accident after I put the 4. And then what is the name of the last book we read as a class? I'm going to say Wizard of Oz. And I'm going to submit this. So let's go back and look at the score and see what I got right and wrong. So the first answer, this is a small pet that says meow. I said cat, and that was the correct answer. The second answer, the second question, the answer was 4, but remember I accidentally typed in those 2 spaces. And so when I did that, that did mark this as wrong. And then the final question asked for the Wizard of Oz. And you can see that I did not type out the title correctly. I typed it out Wizard of Oz and capitalized O and Z, and it marked it as incorrect. So the reason I want to show this to you is because these are some of the issues we run into when we're using short answer options on our quizzes. So here's some things to do. First, I suggest that when you're setting up and using short answer on your quizzes, you only use short answer for answers that are going to be single words or numbers. So when you're setting it up, you're going to choose short answer as your type of question. And then when you go to answer key, you will type in the answers that are accepted. Now, here's where you have to get creative. Notice I put the answer with a capital C, all lowercase. I may even want to come in and do cat with an extra space behind it. Cat lowercase with an extra space. And I may want to do it one more time with 2 extra spaces. 2 extra spaces. And then I will continue to add correct answers, trying to think of every possible way that students would type in the answer to this. So that is one of the limitations of short answer, is that the students must enter the answer exactly as you have it, including the number of spaces before and after the word, in order for it to be counted as correct. So if we go and look at our number here, same thing. I put in 4, I put in the word for. I would probably need to go in and put in 4 with a space, 4 with 2 spaces. I may even want to do a space, 4 space. And then I may need to do the same thing with the spelling of the word. And so you would need to go in and put in all the different ways that students could enter that answer, or else it will be marked as incorrect, like it was for me on the quiz. Finally, questions that have a longer answer to them, that's more than a single word or number, I would not use the short answer for those, because it will take you forever to go through and try to think of every possible way that students could enter the Wizard of Oz. What I would suggest you do here is change the type of question that you're going to be using. So instead of short answer, if you want it to be automatically graded, consider doing multiple choice and give them different options. Or if you don't mind coming in and manually grading this quiz, change this to paragraph. Paragraph will allow the student to type in whatever they need to. The only drawback is there is no answer key to this. You will have to come back and manually grade any questions that are paragraph type. But that may not be a bad thing. You may decide that it's worth it just so that you can get the information from your students that you're looking for.